here's the home screen. So this is the broadcaster's tablet home screen. You got your BC2 and then your configurator. So the configurator is where you would go with the 2 gears. You need to click on that, enable to go to change the radio station. Here are all your motors. And this is where you set, as mentioned on the broadcaster, on the engine side, this is where you set the ID numbers of your motors. You set them all to the same number as the actual motor. So you go into settings up here, and you can see we're on radio channel 13, just like we mentioned in the first video on the engine unit. So we'll go to set, and then when you change the settings on this top setting button, that changes the radio channel on this radio channel 13, not only for 20, not only for motor 20, but it changes it for 21 as well. So it's still on 13. I just clicked on 22, still on radio channel 13. So same, this one will be 13 too. This one 13 as well. So I'm gonna go load save. Cancel. Actually, never mind. Don't hit the load save pump. Just as long as you make sure that your settings and your radio channels are on the same channel. That 13. Enter. Set. Done. Double click. Broadcaster. Let it kind of download. Now we're live here. So the yellow means that it's got connectivity. I'm gonna go to motor 23, hit update. Oh, now it went green, so we are connected. You know that this tablet is talking to motor number 23. So it's giving you the readout of the engine temperature. So now I'm going to start that motor. Just give it a second here. Hit update again. Alright, so we're running. So now 23 is running, and that's the one I'm linked up to. So I'm switching motors just to show you that this is the motor that we're connected to. Meanwhile, I have that motor running. So I'm gonna go. I want to turn that RPM up to, say I want to turn it up to 1500 RPM. I just clicked on set RPM. I'm gonna go to 1400, and then I'm adding 25 increments. Now I'm gonna go set. Now it's up to 1500 RPM. I can hear it running in the background, but it's probably 200 yards away. I'm gonna hit idle. Update. I'm going to just stop. Are you sure you want to stop motor? Yes. Everything is off. So that's the basics of getting the motor linked up to just the tablet to the motor, so you can control it right from the cab of your tractor with some simple cords that run down to the module, which is that. Them are power lights, and it's just simply hooked up to the power right here, which just runs into here. And then this is the radio, which this is like the antenna. They refer to it as the radio, this cable, which goes to the top of the tractor cab. So if you were to run cell satellite, there's a couple different plugins that you have down there that you would be plugging into the right one versus we're just running radio right now, so. But anyways, we'll go back to this one time. The motor's been dead since I just shut it off. Now I'm going to, well, I'll update, just make sure everything's good again. Then I can start now. She's running. Set RPM, I'll go to 1200 this time. Set. No, pressure's good. There's nothing at the pump. I'm just running the pump dry right now. I'll idle it quick. Alright, now I'll just shut that off. Are you sure you want to stop motor? Yes. She's off. So that is the basics of the tablet Sonova Works Broadcaster 2. Now I'm going to move on and explain what the inlet pressure limits and the set cruise means. So you can run these pumps, so if there's a couple of them in line, you take and you set the max pressure to, say, 170. That's what the pressure wants to get up to, but it goes off of inlet pressure. So if you set a minimum inlet pressure of 15 psi and you're feeding it with your Lagoon pump, which is what we always use, which can say it can produce 50 psi, it'll keep raising that pressure to try to reach the max outlet pressure and without going below the minimum inlet pressure. So if you want to get up to 170, then it would just gradually go up on its own as you would feed it more to the inlet pressure. Otherwise it'll idle the pump back down to an idle if you don't have any inlet pressure. So that's what the set cruise would be. So you just set it on that. So if you got a maximum of, say you want to go to 170 as we spoke. Now you got 171, just hit -1. And then, well, we'll go minimum of 15. So once that there would be inlet pressure to this motor, it would know that once it has inlet pressure, it can start idling up. But it has to wait until then, because otherwise it won't go. It'll just stay off, so. So once you get the whole basic concepts of running the broadcaster off, just of using it, then you can elaborate off running the inlet pressure limits with the set cruise. But you got to make sure you know what you're doing, so you're not going to be running your pumps dry, as that's what wrecks the mechanical seals in the high pressure pumps. So, well, there's also, you can change it from light to dark depending on if you're going to be running at daylight or at night, whatever. But so yeah, if you had like, this is you end up back on the home screen, it's like, oh, where are you at? You can just double click. You're always looking for that BC2 guide, like that logo, the little red swoosh, and then the BC2 configurator, which is like the two little gears. So if you ever can't find them, you should be able to click on this little blue button down here, or it's normally white. Go to File Explorer, Desktop, find your BC, right there, BC2 configurator. And this is back to the configuration of how you find out what radio channel this unit would be on. Settings, 13. Cancel. Done. This is just a resort in case you lose it off of the home screen. You can't get it back, or can't find it. So I'll X off again, get out of there, because I have it uploaded onto the home screen already, but just resorting to you, so in case you lose it, you can find it on the go without having to call me. Okay, that should be pretty much it. Thank you.